So we have a great deal of money, and I'm wondering, Angela, if that rings a bell with you, and what the difference between saving and investment is, because I think that's part of why we rely so much on having a great deal of money in permanent funds that we don't want to touch.
That's a great question, Sarah. In the history of the state, and as the oil and gas industries have increased and the revenue has increased from them, the thinking has been that we need to save those monies for a rainy day and not be aggressive about spending all of them. That has led to the permanent funds and to the ongoing committed investment input into those funds. At the same time, we've also, in large part due to that primary source of revenue in our budgeting, we've had significant peaks and valleys in the budgeting of the state's finances. And that's led to concerns about where and how to create a space for at least some funding that will support us and take the edge off of those peaks and valleys. And that's why the conversation of especially the last probably 3 to 4 years has been about building up the reserves, because the reserves are not in the permanent fund. They're invested in a separate space and they're more accessible. And as a result, there's, I think now about a 46% coverage, or there would be, with the additional influx of the 1.4 billion windfall that we'll have for the next budget year. I believe the reserves can go to 46% of what a typical budget has been over the last several years. So the difference between investment, which I see as the permanent funds that are creating an investment for the state, and we are gaining income from that for multiple sources, for designated sources, that's an investment. The savings I see as the reserve fund, which is more accessible, intended to take the edge off of those peaks and valleys, and creates a separation from the permanent funds that has been so touchy with legislators.